I'm going to be showing you guys how to go 20-0 even when things aren't quite going right. These videos will 100% help you out. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe. We're nearly at 100,000. Let's try and hit 200 likes on the video. If you have any questions at all, comment down below. I am here to help you out. This is going to be one of the games that I had for 20-0, and we're going to learn something today. So, hope you enjoy. Let's get into it. If you want the cheapest FC24 coins to get ahead of the competition, check out MMOEXP by clicking the link down below and use code JambooUK for 5% off. Okay, so as I said, this is one of the games that I had on stream for 20-0. So this was completely live, you know, the people in there, the VOD's still up, you know, I got 20-0 on this particular weekend. It was very recent, and I'm going to be showing you guys what happened in this particular game. It was an absolutely crazy one. I think it's a really good example of even when things are going against you, there are ways to get yourself back into a game, and the top players will do that. So you can see we've started off quite well. I'm the one in the black kit, opponent is in the white kit. Just doing the fullback switch, you know, we're keeping the ball, easing into the game. We are 9-0 at this point, so, you know, maybe the SBMM is kicking in a little bit on the Foot Champs matchmaking. But we're taking our time, and we're playing some good stuff overall. You know, being patient, step over boost there, good defending from the opponent, and the adversity is going to kick in real soon. The purpose of this video is not just to show you guys, you know, getting back into a game, whatever, but we are going to break down some scenarios and actually help you guys out, you know, mechanically and from a decision-making aspect in the game. So you can see here, ball roll into a driven pass. That is a really good one. One extra there. We're just getting unlucky. You know, things aren't quite falling our way. You can see I'm creating chance after chance, and sometimes it just doesn't drop for you, and you're either one of two people. You're either the one that's screaming that the game's scripted and, you know, taking no responsibility, or you can be the guy that actually accepts, yes, the game is bad. I need to find a way to, you know, overcome the randomness, which there definitely is randomness in FIFA, 100%. But you can see here, our opponent is starting to turn the tide a little bit. He's activating a few player locks here and there. I give the ball away in a really stupid position. Good play from him. Another good player lock. He gets in on goal, and he scores with a near post. From there, it wasn't that my defending was necessarily the worst. The mistake we made was where I lost the ball. And that is sort of a misconception that I do see from a lot of people. You know, what Jamboo? Why am I conceding so many goals? I'll watch their footage, and they're giving the ball away on the edge of their own box. So that is why, you know, you're conceding a lot of goals. That is exactly what we did there for the opponents first. So at this point, you know, we don't really need to do anything crazy. It's one goal. You know, we've only played 15 minutes or so, and we're fine at this point. But our opponent, I mean, it's very clear that this is a good player. You can tell through the little micro movements. You see he's quite often using little ball rolls to change angles. He's player locking a lot. There, it's really lucky. Like, I don't know how that didn't get blocked, but again, it just does happen. So at this point, obviously, we're 2-0 down, and we know we're in a real, you know, situation here. We're 9-0, and the streak genuinely is in jeopardy. So if you're 2-0 down in a situation like this, honestly, the best thing to try and do, if you've been creating chances, which we were at the start, you want to play the same. The mistake people make when they go 2-0 down is they'll start forcing the ball forward, and that's when you end up conceding more, as we do concede a goal there to make it 3-0. And at this point, it's a crisis. It is a crisis, and at 3-0, you do have to play differently, because if you concede one more goal from this point, it is game over. But at the same time, you have to make sure that you score quick. So I knew, realistically, we just need to play the rest of this half very conservative, but with the aim of getting a goal before half-time. It's 3-0. We've got a lot of work to do. If we can get that one goal before half-time here, we're going to be in a much better position. So that was the mentality. You can see here, still slow in the build-up. We're not forcing things forward, taking our time. It's good defending from the opponent. He does give the ball back to us on the edge of his own box. You can see how many players he's got back, and that is not easy to deal with. We're recycling the ball there. Step over sprint boost. Really, really nice pass in there. Step overs with Neymar. We wait to see what the keeper was doing. I'll show you the exact moment if we go back a little bit here. So as I do the step over boost here, you can see I delay the shot until this point. I wait until his keeper is shifted over to that side, and then we find the near post there. So it's just those little things like that that can actually open up the opportunity to go and score a goal. But we're in a much more relaxed position now, because when it's 3-1 instead of 3-0, especially before half-time, it really is a big difference. As our opponent, it's so unfortunate. He gives us the ball back, and I wouldn't say I choked, but I definitely, perhaps could have done better there. What's happening right now is something that you don't want. You don't want it to turn into a game of ping-pong, which is partly probably why I struggled in this particular match. I allowed it to get to that. So you'll see at certain points like there, I do try and slow the game down, switch the ball to a fullback, and just give yourself a bit of breathing space. In and around the box here, using that R1 dribbling, we're trying to be as direct as possible, but without giving the ball back too much, because that is something that you will struggle with against a good player. If you get into those end-to-end ping-pong matches, against somebody who is clinical and makes the most of their time with the ball, it's going to be a long day for you. So that's something we struggled with in this match. But here, taking our time, I know that I've got a lot of time left in the game, and we're not having to panic, too much at this point. Although we're fully aware, that we're in for a long game. From these positions, normally, I can't remember what I did here, but I know that I like to try and find a pass. You see where Hullet is here? This is what I like to try and go for. So we pass it straight back. That's so unlucky because we green time it. However, that's actually really, really good. High level. So if we look here, we do green the shot. It gets blocked. I have to react so quickly here. I know that his keeper has just dived for the other shot and is out of position. So it falls to Xavi on the edge of the box, and we just hit it. And I reacted really well there. That was really, really good stuff. And now at this point, the momentum shifts, because he's gone from being 3-0 up to only 3-2 up now. And I don't care who you are, when that happens and you're the guy in the lead, the momentum is only shifting one way. Your lead has been absolutely ripped to bits, and it just feels like it's a matter of time, before there's an equaliser. So we done really, really well towards the end of that half to actually bring that back. Let's get into the second half. Okay, so going into the second half now, and we've obviously put ourselves into a much better position here. There's really not too much in it at this point. We've done the hard work. We've got the 2 goals back. Our opponent is, as they would say, on the ropes right now. He's under a lot of pressure. You can see that I'm offside trapping here to apply extra pressure to my opponent, raise my line high, make sure that he has no room to build up in. And I'm just trying to go fully at the guy. You can see a number of different things I'm doing here. I'm micromanaging my players. I'm using the second man press to try and do 2 jobs at once. One thing you'll see that I do a lot is I run out with the fullback towards the winger, and then I'll switch off of him and second man press with him whilst manually covering something in the middle. You want to try and use as much assistance that this game gives you, as many different things as you can do in order to do 2 different jobs at once, and it's that makes you a better player. Doing things that your opponent doesn't expect. So you can see here, I'm actually just, I am thinking about what I'm doing, of course. I mean, our opponent is absolutely choked there. I don't know what happened. He ends up greening that shot. Good save from Casillas, but wow, he absolutely choked with Drogba. That was crazy. We got away with one there. But what I was saying, basically, you just want to do as many things as you can, to become unpredictable. If you can do things, 2 jobs at once, like I'm explaining there, that's something that's going to help you out a lot. But I think the core, You know, people have the wrong idea with FIFA, man. I think this is genuinely, it's a very simple game, even at the top level. It's a decision-making game, not a mechanical one. A mechanical game is something like Rocket League, right? Where the pros are doing things that I could sit there and attempt it all day and I wouldn't be able to land it once, you know, in a practice match. FIFA, basically anyone, you know, there's nothing complicated in terms of button inputs or... It's a decision-making game, and I think people get too caught up in, you know, trying to learn the most crazy skill moves or, you know, trying to play like Barcelona. I mean, it's one of the biggest rules that I followed over my sort of pro career was you got to take out, you know, forget that this is a football game, because it isn't. And I know that's, for some people, they'll be thinking, like, what are you talking about? That's genuinely what I mean, as we saw a beautiful goal. You know, if you go into this treating it like a football match and trying to play, you know, pretty fancy football, it's over for you, man. You need to play what works. Like, if you're a winner, if you want to win and get results, you play what works, and that is the meta on this game. As you can see here, we are all over our opponent now. Absolutely all over him. That goal was so nice, by the way. Just cutting inside, faking the shot with Neymar, and then the Trivela finish. But at 3-3 at this point, you know, we've put ourselves in an absolutely great position. Was actually really proud of myself how I kept my cool here. I'm not really you know, I don't rage at FIFA anymore. Never really did. However, you know, when you're 9-0... I think we had around 600 people watching live at the time. You know, to keep your head, I was happy with it, for sure. Going back into the game now, see 25 minutes left, roughly. And, I mean, at this point, I feel like I sort of knew. I knew I was never going to lose. You know, it just wasn't... It wasn't going to happen. Like, I'm not going to come back from 3-0 down and then lose. And I guess that's sort of the shift in momentum. When I say a momentum shift, I'm not talking about in-game, you know, like rigged EA stuff. I don't believe in all that. I'm talking about actual, you know, real-life momentum, how we both feel. As we do absolute bits with Frimpong there. Cut it back. It gets blocked. So unfortunate. You can see I'm still playing the same aggressive style. I'm trying to press and get at him. Mixing in that second man press once again. We do slide in with Lucio there. And our opponent is just really struggling to get anything going. We get the ball with our new sub, Henri. Player lock there to the edge of the box with Mbappe. And again, really good defending from the opponent. He was really good at this. He was tough to deal with, this guy. Really tough to break down. And sometimes, you know, just because you're on an attack and maybe it's not going your way and your opponent's keeping it out, it doesn't actually mean you're doing anything wrong. There is such thing as, you know, good plays from the opponent that are out of your control. Like, people will miss a chance, or, you know, their opponent makes a tackle and they collapse, and you can't be like that. You know, I knew here, despite really struggling to get the breakthrough goal, I knew that I was actually playing some really sick stuff. And this game is so mentality based. Like, it really is so much about your mental side, more than any other game that I've ever played. As our opponent, oh my god, that chance, that is actually incredible. That is an example of him getting extremely unlucky. There's not much more to it. That is insane. But you can see after that, I'm just relaxing here. You know, we've just gone through a tough period in the game. He's missed a sitter. Let's slow it down and make sure we get the next chance. So you can see I used to player lock an awful lot, just to get my players sort of in shape. I'm taking my time on the wing here with my fullback, using the R1 dribbling now as well. Just taking our time once again. We do get inside, step over boost to cut back in, get the ball to Mbappe. We try and cut the ball back, and it's just been the same old story. This opponent, extremely effective. You know, at stepping in and getting a last-ditch block. He's done it an awful lot, but we take our time here. Beautiful. We get the ball to Thierry Henry, player lock. We take our time, R1 dribble in, and then we find the near post. But the reason that was so nice is because if you actually go back here, if you see here, you know, if we shoot here, there's a very good chance that this gets blocked. We wait. You see how he went in with the lunge animation with his defender? That's when I knew to pull the trigger. So it's these tiny little differences. Like that chance, a lot of people, they shoot there, and then when it gets blocked, they're screaming about how they've been rigged. No, we just proved it right there. We guaranteed the goal just by a tiny little micro movement. So from this point here, you know, it's all about game management. We've got a minute to go. If you're ever in this position, if you're serious, you know, about improving and winning on FC, you do not let your opponent touch the ball again. I don't care how ratty it is. Like, if you're serious about getting results, that is what we do here. So as you can see, boot the ball. I know there's no time for the restart here, and that is going to be that. But an amazing game. Genuinely really high-level game. Hopefully you guys did enjoy that. Let me know if you have any feedback, comments. If you want to see more of these, do let me know. But I'll catch you guys on the next one, and peace.